You're listening to a special presentation of the John LeBang Show.
Bangerverse, Volume 5. Cryogenically preempted nonsense. Hey, John, are you ready for me yet?
Hey, Shady, we don't have a lot of time tonight for Cool or Uncool.
You haven't had a lot of time for Cool or Uncool in the last few weeks. What the hell's going on?
Well, I've been talking too much.
Ain't that the truth? So are we going to do this or what?
All right, but you got to make it quick.
But that's okay. It's an easy one tonight.
Tonight's Cool or Uncool is
John's 3-year anniversary on Alien X Radio.
Ah, very fitting, Shady.
Well, somebody's got to congratulate you. You put a lot of hard work and time into there.
Yeah, most people haven't even acknowledged it.
Well, that's probably because they're jealous, John.
You think so?
Well, you're doing so well and all. You know, a lot of people are a little short in the drawer.
What does that mean?
You know, soft in the panties.
I still don't understand.
A lot of people get butthurt when somebody else does well and they don't.
I see now, Shady.
So you're going to take some calls?
All right, our first call goes out to Chicago, Illinois. Pepper, you're on the John LeBang Show.
It's cool. I love this show, even though you talk bad about President Obama.
Okay, thanks for your call. Over to Montreal, Canada. Wilfred, what say you?
3 years. What the hell? Like 300 years. I'm sick of it.
Okay, thanks for your call. Over to Sanctuary City. Abu, what say you?
Hello, John. I just want to say happy anniversary. Happy anniversary to you, to you, to you, to you. Happy anniversary to you, to you, to you, to you, to you. Yes.
Okay, and thanks for your call.
Well, good thing we kept it short, you know. After that, I have to go to the toilet. I'll see you later, John. Bye.
Captain's Log, Supplemental. We are now en route to our next destination. Before leaving, we enjoyed a nice meal of tuna casserole. And now I'm enjoying a few minutes of alone time.
Damn it, Jim. Keep it down. I'm trying to make a log of my own, and you're distracting me.
Sorry, Doctor. I thought I was alone.
Well, you're not, Jim, and you stink.
It's the tuna. Does it to me every time.
You might want to see a doctor, Jim.
You're a doctor, Harry.
Damn it, Jim. I'm a surgeon, not a gastrologist.
Aren't they both doctors, Harry?
Shut up, Jim.
Could you hand me some teepee?
I don't have an extra teepee, Jim. Guess you gotta go commando.
Well, I always wanted to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's gross, Jim. I'm out of here. Hey, John, you ready for me yet?
Come on in, Shady. Yeah, let's do this.
All right, then. Getting back to regular schedule here.
Well, you know, we got to change things up every once in a while. We're working on the new Destiny Wars.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I can't be on the radio.
Well, when you're doing parts for Destiny Wars, Shady, you're a little tied up and busy.
I'm not that busy, John. You know it is in my contract to be here every single hour.
All right, then. So do you have a cool or uncool for me?
Do you have a good intro for me?
This hour's Cool or Uncool is
all the whiny babies on YouTube crying because they ain't getting paid anymore.
Well, that's fitting, Shady.
I know it is.
All right, our first call comes from, I don't know, Ditzy. What say you?
Hi, John. They got rid of my monetization too, John, and I don't know why they did it.
Maybe because you're stupid?
All I did was show off my boobies, John.
Well, how are the new boobies?
None of your business.
So you're against this demonetization on YouTube?
That's right, John. I need money to support my habits, John.
Listen, Botox is not a habit.
Oh, whatever. Bye.
Okay, thanks for your call. Over to Austin, Texas. AJ, what say you?
The man in me is ready to take them all on. You know what I'm talking about out there, don't you? You scum.
Thanks for your call.
Looks like he's acting again.
Now we're headed over to Washington, D.C. Donald, what say you?
You don't even know what you're talking about.
Thanks for your call.
There he goes again, calling and calling.
Well, we talk about him a lot. Maybe he just wants to chime in.
He should call a press conference then. Can we move along? I'm getting thirsty.
All right, over to Sanctuary City.
Hello, John. How are you today?
We're good, Abu. Cool or uncool?
Well, I'm not calling in for cool or uncool.
Well, that's what we're doing right now, you idiot.
You were talking about money and Pink Floyd, and I have a song for you.
Oh, God.
1, 2, 3, 4. Money! Get back! I'm
used to like Pink
alright,
Floyd.
Jack. Keep your hands
Don't
off
hang
my
up on this guy.
stack.
Okay, thanks for your call.
All right, I think that's good now for tonight. I gotta go to the bathroom. Something about his singing makes me sick. Later.
Where you headed, Uncle Shady?
Well, Leroy, I gotta head to the toilet. Where you guys headed?
Well, we're headed to sick bay. We're bringing Nerd Eye out of the biocriometric chamber.
Are you sure that's safe?
What do you mean, Uncle Shady?
Well, that just means one more person using the toilet.
Well, why would that matter, Uncle Shady?
Because he leaves more biocontainment waste than anybody. And it stinks too.
Well, we can't leave him in there forever.
Well, I guess you're right. Let me do my business, then I'll meet you in sick bay.
Okay, Uncle Shady.
God, this is gonna be a messy one.
You're listening to a special presentation of The John LeBang Show.
Bangerverse Volume 5.
Cryogenically preempted nonsense. Hey, John, you ready for me yet?
Hey, Shady, come on in, why don't you?
That sounds kind of gay, John.
I didn't mean to sound kind of gay.
I know you probably didn't mean it, but it did sound that way, just saying.
Well, you know better than that.
Well, I do, but not the people out on the radio. It's not like you're walking around town with some girlfriend or anything. They might think you're a little on the fruity side.
Listen, do you have a cool or uncool tonight?
Yeah, and if you introduce it, I'll tell you.
Tonight's cool or uncool is...
going without power before the show starts.
Are you sure people are going to want to talk about that, Shady?
I don't care if people want to talk about it. I know I do.
Well, if they don't want to talk about it, they're not going to call in, Shady.
The lines are lighting up right now.
I guess you're right. Up first, we have Peppa from Chicago.
I don't like it when the lights ain't on. I can't see where I'm going.
Oh, really?
That's right. All my baby daddies like it when the lights ain't on.
Listen, don't tell us anymore. We don't want to know.
That be love it time.
Listen, lady, that's gross.
Thanks for your call. Donald in Washington, D.C., you're up next.
I love you very much.
Thanks for your call. Now over to Ottawa, Canada.
We got power up here, eh?
Well, we got power now.
It's $20 for a hooker here, eh?
You sure you got power in Canada?
That's what they say, eh?
Okay, thanks for your call. Now over to Austin, Texas. AJ, you're up next.
But I will stomp your head in if you start a fight with me, you thug scum. Anyways, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for your call.
Think he was acting there?
Well, he claims he's a performance artist.
Well, it's a bad performance, I'll just say that.
Now over to Sanctuary City. Abu, what say you?
Hello, John. I love the Who.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about power outages.
I want to sing you a song, John.
John, just hang up on him now.
People try to put us down, talking about my generation, just because I ride around, talking about my generation. I love my camel out to the day, talking about my generation, baby.
Thanks for your call.
You know, John, we got to stop having these people come on the radio and just ruin the whole show.
I don't think that ruins the show. From what I hear, people like when Abu sings.
Well, I sure don't. Makes me sick every time.
Would you like me to start bringing in some Pepto-Bismol?
You just might have to do that, John. Are we done here?
Yeah, we're up against it.
That's what she said.
She said what? What did she say?
Never mind. I'll talk to you later, John. Bye.
You're listening to a special presentation of The John LeBang Show.
Bangerverse Volume 5.
Cryogenically preempted nonsense. John, are you ready for me yet?
Hey, Shady, come on in.
That's what she said.
Well, here we go again.
Here we go, there we go, everywhere we go. Now let's get on with it.
All right, tonight's cool or uncool is...
Trump being a chump.
It's pretty good.
I know it's good. Now will you pick up the phone lines?
Our first call goes out to Chicago, Illinois. Peppa, what say you?
As long as I get my money from the stash honeys, I don't care.
Okay, thanks for your call.
Must be not sitting home all the time and getting paid to pop out ugly children.
Well, it's the sad truth of our time, Shady. And now Trump's planning on giving people with children even bigger tax credits.
Well, that's another reason he's a chump. Just give the people who send their children to public schools bigger deductions, even though it's their kids who are going to school. In my opinion, they should pay more. It's their kid that needs the teacher. It's their kids that need the school.
Shady, can I get back to the phones, or do you want to keep ranting?
Shut up, John.
Up next, we have a call coming in from Montreal, Canada. Wilfred, what say you?
Trump says
Okay, thanks for your call. Now over to Toronto. Gordy, you're up next.
Trump's a hoser, eh?
So that means you don't like him?
No way, eh?
And why don't you like him?
Oh, he's crazy, eh?
Okay, thanks for your call.
How is it that you have so many callers from Canada and you're not even on any stations up there?
We seem to be popular in a lot of places.
Just not your hometown, John.
Well, it is surprising that we're thriving in places like New York and Florida, but not at home.
Well, it's hard when you're preempted by nonsense all the time.
And speaking of Florida, we head over to Naples. Cora, you're up next.
Oh, Sonny, I'm sick of hearing the filth coming out of your mouth.
Excuse me, but what filth, ma'am?
Everything you say, you're an idiot.
Okay, thanks for your call.
You know, Joan, she's got a point there.
Up next, we go out to Washington, D.C. and Donald.
We're going to build the wall. We have no choice.
Thanks for your call.
Well, there's the Trump himself.
Don't you mean chump?
That too.
So how should I count that?
Like 1 + 1, John.
1 + 1?
That's right. Drop it like a deuce.
All right then. Up next, we have Sanctuary City and Abu.
Well, hello, John. I have a very good song for you right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. With the camels in the crib, John. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Goodbye.
Shady, why'd you do that?
Nobody wants to hear Snoop Abu dropping a deuce like it's hot, John. And to be honest, I'm feeling a convulsion already. I better leave before I have a seizure. Bye.
You're listening to a special presentation of The John LeBang Show.
Bangerverse, Volume 5.
Cryogenically preempted nonsense. Leroy, what are you doing?
I'm just looking through a new dating site, Uncle Shady.
Well, what's this one called?
TunaoftheSea.com, Uncle Shady.
Let me see that. The place to catch the fish of your dreams. That's not the only thing you're going to catch if you go out with these women.
Well, what do you mean, Uncle Shady?
I swear I have to explain everything to you.
Well, sometimes it helps, Uncle Shady.
Listen, Leroy, what's in the ocean? You've got crabs. Do you want to catch that?
Well, no, Uncle Shady.
Then you've got the octopuses. Those seem harmless until they get their tentacles on you, and those suckers won't let you go. And then you've got the sharks. They look nice, all sleek, but they're deadly. And sometimes those sharks turn into whales. And who wants to catch a whale? They're just full of blubber. So be careful, Leroy.
Oh, I will, Uncle Shady.
How much do they charge for this site?
It was free, Uncle Shady.
Leroy, you're not going to find any good woman on there. You might as well go to Slut List. That's free too.
But Slut List is for buying and selling, Uncle Shady. This is a dating site.
Same thing, Leroy.
I don't think so, Uncle Shady.
Well, let me explain it to you. First, you gotta look through their profile, right? That's like window shopping.
Oh, I see.
Then, if you meet one of these tuna fish women, it's gonna cost you money.
What do you mean, Uncle Shady?
Listen, you're gonna have to take her out to dinner. That's at least $30. And if she's a heifer or a lush, you could be looking at $50. Then you've got to do something.
Like what, Uncle Shady?
Well, like take her out to the movie or to a concert or something. Just don't take them to the zoo.
Why not to the zoo, Uncle Shady?
Because judging by some of these profiles, they might have family there. And you really don't want to be visiting family on the first date.
I don't understand, Uncle Shady.
Well, that's because you're stupid, Leroy. You'll understand when you just spent $40 or $50 trying to entertain the tuna fish girl. So now you're $100 into the evening. 3 hours of your life has gone by, and you've got to decide what to do after that.
Well, what does everybody else do, Uncle Shady?
Well, that depends, Leroy.
On what, Uncle Shady?
How well you did your job.
I don't understand, Uncle Shady.
God, I gotta explain that too. If you did your job, you got her drunk during dinner, and then you kept her drunk while you were entertaining her. So what is next is taking her home.
That's it, Uncle Shady?
Well, no. Depends on whose home you take her to.
And then what, Uncle Shady?
Oh, you'll find out. But whatever happens, you're out at least $100. So if you ask me, that's not a good investment.
Well, what do I do, Uncle Shady?
I feel bad for you, Leroy. Because if these are the best choices you have, you might want to start saving up for one of those sex robots. Now let me grab a beer before we start looking through the profiles. I hope I don't throw up.